Stamp with Amy K YouTube Live, and today I'm going to show you how I made a card with the Filled with Fun stamp set bundle from Stampin' Up. So this is one of the, well, sort of newer. It's been around for a little while. I feel like March-ish time frame is when this one came out. It's one of the online exclusive bundles. And the little bonus of it is that with Stampin' Up's bundle sale that they have going on right now, this is actually included as one of the bundles that is on sale for an additional 10% off. So yay, can't beat that. Love it that you get an extra 10% off on all the Stampin' Die bundles that are currently available from Stampin' Up right now. So for the month of June, the rest of the month of June, which we've only got a couple more days, and I can hardly even believe that it's almost July 1st, but here we are. So yeah, for the rest of the month of June, the Stampin' Die bundles are going to be on sale for an additional 10% off, and I'll just give you the details on that in just a second. So I guess I should stop yakking about it now. But I did want to make sure that you knew that this is actually one of the bundles that is available on the sale. So, all right. Hey, Sally and Judy, thanks for hopping in today. So this is the card we're going to make today. And oh, I see Pam and Amy and Carol, everybody's hopping in now. So the alert must have gone out. Glad to know that. Thanks everybody for joining. So this is it. It's just a cute little card, lots of fun. And then there's a little sneak peek of an upcoming online exclusive that I'll show you in just a second that coordinates with this current stamp set. So yay. All right. So this is the stamp set. Again, it's a really cute one. It's called Filled with Fun. It's photopolymer, so you can see through it to stamp easily. It's got some fun sentiments on it, some cute little images, and I'm trying to get it so the glare isn't quite as bad on it. I don't know how to hold it exactly, so hopefully you can see it for the most part. There's a little wagon, your presents, got the little flowers. There's a little banner, sentiments, balloon, heart. This is the handle for the wagon. There's a little balloon string, confetti, and then the wheels. So it's a cute little set. And then there's a coordinating die set that goes with it as well. Again, it's part of the bundle, so it's a bundle sale. So again, it's part of, on the sale, which has got a little die that cuts the banner, and then this one cuts out the larger package image, and this one will cut out the one with the little flowers on it. This one will cut out your stamped wagon, or just a plain wagon like I did with mine today. This one cuts out the cool little wood grain, which I also did on this card. This one will cut out your handle. Then we've got the balloons, the heart, and these two are actually wheels. So you can either stamp and die cut the wheels, or you can do like I did and just cut them out of cardstock. And then these are the, is it hubcaps, wheel centers, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if they're hubcaps on a wagon or not, but just thinking of cars. But anyway, so this is the Stamp and Die bundle, and it's a really cute one. So I see Karen and Debbie and Robin and Carol and Beth and Mary, Barbara, Danette, Debbie, Drew, everybody, thanks for happening. I appreciate you being here. Oh, and I miss Christine as well. So thanks everybody for joining. So I'm going to set these aside and show you a couple other things that I used on this card. I used the little fun little clouds and sun on here are actually from the Bright Skies stamp set. This is another photopolymer stamp set, but it's one that carried over from the last mini catalog. So it's still in the annual catalog. There's a die set that coordinates with it, but I didn't use those dies today. But anyhow, so yeah, this is another one of the stamp sets that I used. And then I also used just this little die cut from the Sending Love dies. This one it's a cute little stamp set. Again, one of the carryover items from the mini catalog. It cuts mailboxes, which is really cute. And then there's this little grass image and the little shrubs. And so anyway, I just used the grass on this card, but wanted to show you where that die cut came from as well. So thanks for hopping in. All right, I see, is it Darby? Hopefully I didn't say it totally wrong. I apologize if I did. So, all right, so this is an upcoming online exclusive. So this is one that'll be available to order starting on the 3rd of July for customers. It's available now for demonstrators to pre-order it. But it coordinates with this cute little stamp set and dies that I'm using today. So I pulled it out so you could see. This one will die cut your wagon image, although it's smaller. I should open it up, show you on the inside of it. Whoop, and there I just threw the die around. So this one will cut your little wagon image. And then this one cuts the little string of lights, which is really cute. So it is nice. I love it when Stampin' Up! Coordinates all this for us, and I don't have to think too hard about it and try to figure any of it out. But I did want to let you know that this will be coming on July 3rd, and it's a really cute holiday or Christmas themed set, and I can't wait to use it. So I don't know. July 1st, I think maybe I'll start with doing some Christmas cards. I can't quite get myself to do it in June. I feel like it's too early, but I guess it's never too early to get started on Christmas cards. So, all right. Let's get go. Oh, a couple things to talk about before we get going. I already mentioned the 10% off the stamp and die bundles, as well as the cut and emboss machines through the end of June. Make sure you're getting those bundles ordered. So any of them that are currently available, some of them restocked and then went out of stock, and I'm hopeful that they'll return, but I don't know. I hope that the ones that are currently out of stock will be returning before the end of the sale, but we'll have to hang out and see. Just keep checking if one of those is the ones that you want. So. Bonus days. Stampin' Up! Just announced this today, so this will be going out in my newsletter. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, you should be. So head over to my blog, which is stampwithamyk.com, and there's a little newsletter logo on the side of it where it says click here if you want to subscribe to my newsletter. You just fill in your email address and you'll start automatically getting all the latest information from Stampin' Up! But I have the details for the bonus days that'll go out in my newsletter tonight. So I see Karen is here and Roberta and Kathy. Thanks everybody for hopping in and joining today. So bonus days is one of those where for every $50 in an order that you purchase from Stampin' Up! Between July 3rd and 31st, you're going to get a $5 off coupon to use during the month of August. So it's one of those awesome things where it's, buy now, get the coupon code to use later. So again, details will be in my newsletter and I'll be posting it on my blog as well, but just wanted to let you know that that is coming starting on the 3rd of July. And then also on the 3rd of July, Stampin' Up! Is going to be having some new online exclusives, and one of them I just showed you. The two flyers I'm going to show you here are not all inclusive of everything that is out there. There's some Halloween, there are fall, there are lots of Christmas things that are going to be coming on July 3rd for customers to order. So again, these will be in the online exclusive section of the online store. They're not in any catalog, so you won't find them there. You'll only see them out in the online store. So go grab them when you can, and yay for Christmas in July. I know lots of people are excited about this, and it's lots of really pretty products. So, all right, online exclusives. This is another set that of products that are coming, again, starting on July 3rd for customers to order. They are available for demonstrators to pre-order right now. So let me know if you have questions about that, and just be on the lookout on July 3rd for that. And then you can earn your bonus days coupons. I'm throwing stuff everywhere. Bonus days coupons when you're ordering the new online exclusives. So that's always exciting too. All right, card. This is Summer Splash, which is one of the new in colors, and basic card base, which is cut to 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4 in the middle. We're going to be folding it. It's a top fold card technically, but it's just, half card. So regular standard card base, half card sheet, whatever. You all know what I mean. All right. So then I've got some Summer Splash Designer Series paper. This is from the current 2024 to 2026 in color 6x6 Designer Series paper pack. And I chopped it down to about 1 inch by 4 1/4 inch strips. Sometimes I don't do that, but I don't like to waste tons of paper, and especially on the 6x6 ones, because when you can get 3 card fronts out of one little 6x6 piece of paper rather than just one, it's always a nice bonus. So we'll just use a little Stampin' Seal to stick these along the edges. Like I said, if you want it to go easier, you can cut it to 4 1/4 by 5.5 and stick the whole panel on the card front, but a lot of it is hidden, so I didn't want to do that. So we'll just, like I said, we'll cheat, and we will stick this on the edges here, and nobody but you and I will know that we cheated on it. All right, there you go. All right, so that's the background of it. Then I've got a piece of cardstock, basic white cardstock that is cut to 4 by 4 1/4, and I want to make sure that I have it turned the right way for my card front. So I want the 4 inch wide by 4 1/4 tall, if that makes sense, as we're doing this, because 4 1/4, it's going to fit all the way across the card front, so I want to make sure my 4 1/4 is tall and 4 inches wide. Then I cut from Lemon Lime Twist cardstock, a cute little piece of, this is just a little kind of grass die cut. Originally, this was about, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch wide, and I just put the little die across it and then cut it with the die cutting machine. So pretty quick and simple. Should be about 4 inches wide. If it's a little longer, that is fine. You can always glue it down and then snip off the edges if it hangs over. So whatever works easiest. And we're just going to take some liquid glue to adhere that. And I'm going to try to keep it a thin little bead because liquid glue and we are definitely not good friends. I always put too much or stick something where I didn't want to stick it, and then I stick my fingers in it. And am I doing? There, I almost did it. Busy yucking and not paying attention to what I should be doing, and almost totally glued it down the wrong way. All right, so again, this should fit exactly if I cut it correctly, which I think I did. Got that glued across the card front. Then I'm going to do some stamping. I've got the little sun image and the clouds from the Bright Skies stamp set. So I'm glad it's not, yeah, you're ready for Christmas weather. Well, although it hasn't been too bad. We've only had about a week here in New Jersey of really hot, icky weather. It cooled off beautifully yesterday, and I'm like, man, maybe we're going back to kind of spring weather. But no, it's hot again today. So, yeah, we're good. So, all right, let me go ahead and stamp that in Lemon Lolly ink. Just the little sun image up here on the upper left. And then I've got the little striped cloud image. Again, these are from the Bright Skies stamp set. And I've got Coastal Cabana ink. And don't ask me why I used Coastal Cabana instead of Summer Splash. I guess when I was making it originally, I was going to use different designer paper, and then it got all mixed around, and then I ended up, everything was all stamped and put together, and then I didn't want to change the color of the clouds, and so I just decided we would do Coastal Cabana for the clouds. If you want to do them in Summer Splash, you can do them in Summer Splash, whatever it is that you like. So, and I stamped it 3 times here on the little piece of cardstock. And then I've got my Celebrating Someone Special image from the Filled with Fun stamp set, and we're going to stamp that in Tuxedo Black Memento ink right over the top of the little sun and clouds. So I left this one, it's Celebrating Someone Special, which to me, it could be birthday, it could be congratulations of some sort, it could be graduation, so whatever you want to use it for. I didn't make it specific to any one occasion, just because I like to have a few of those cards in my stash, because sometimes I need them. So, all right, now that we've got that all done, we're going to stick that here on the card front. Grab my Stampin' Seal. And just run a little bit around the edges here. There we go. And then I'm going to take this and try to get my ink pads out of the way. And I'm going to put it here in the center of my grid paper. Try to line it up with lines on the grid. And then take my layer here and line it up as best I can to get it straight and even. The grid paper helps me to do that because I go 3 spaces over here, 3 spaces over here. And if I stick it down and I have it straight, it should be roughly centered once I do that. So there we go. All right, I think we got it. Next up, I did do, well, let me do the stamping first. I was gonna say I did some die cutting of the wagon and stuff ahead of time, but we'll stamp and color first. So I have got the little image with the presents on it from the Filled with Fun stamp set, and we are gonna stamp that in Tuxedo Black Memento ink here on some basic white cardstock. Hopefully I get a good inky image here. Try not to shake my camera. I'm going to flip it over and actually, sometimes I find it works better if I flip it over and ink it with the image face up because I can see better what I'm doing. And yeah, sometimes I'm blind and it's hard to see. So, all right, stamping that on basic white cardstock. Set that aside and close up this ink pad. And already, I wonder if that's on my fingers. I don't know where it is. I got a smudgy on there already, but that's okay because we don't need it, and it's not going to show after the die cutting. So then while I'm at it, I'm going to use basic gray ink, and I've got the little handle image. So that's a little handle for the wagon, and we are going to stamp that as well in basic gray ink here on my piece of basic white cardstock. Close that up, and then I'm going to start grabbing some Stampin' Blends markers. So these are the alcohol-based markers. And I'm going to start with Pool Party, and we're going to color the cake with Pool Party. And I'm just basically coloring with the light. This is not one of those images that I really feel like I had to spend a lot of time doing the blending and making it look really realistic because it's kind of just a fun little image. So I colored this one pretty quickly. Again, light Pool Party is what I'm using here. And this is going to be hidden by the wagon, so I don't need to do a really neat job of coloring it and making it all straight down at the bottom. I just want to make sure that I've got enough color on it so that it doesn't, the white part doesn't stick out. And then I've got dark pool party, and I'm going to color in the little frosting with the dark pool party. So it's kind of one of those tone on tone cakes, I guess. All right. Oh. And I'm glad, so you're watching from work, Bonnie. I saw your note about work. No worries. Thanks for hopping in. I appreciate you being here and being able to join for part of it. So, all right. Gonna color in the last little piece of frosting here. Straight across the top and then fill it in. And then I left the little scallops on the cake, the little scallop frosting things. I left those white. I thought about coloring them, and then I thought, I didn't know if it was gonna do too much. And so I just left them white and figured that'll be the look that I'm going for. It's just plain old white frosting on it. And then we've got lemon lolly for the little candles. While I've got that out, I'm going to go ahead and color the bow on this package. That one is lemon lolly, which is my favorite yellow right now. I've been using it like crazy, and I'm sure that I will continue to do that because I love it. All right, again, just coloring in the bow with light lemon lolly to start with, and basically just getting color on it. And then I'm going to come back in with a little bit of dark and put it here in the spots where I think there might be a little shadow. But again, this is one of those images that you don't need to spend a ton of time thinking too hard about coloring it, because it's just a fun little image and fun little card. So, all right, I'm going to come back in and just make sure that I have everything colored in, because sometimes I miss a little, and we will call that good. The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, since I started on this one, next up is lemon lime twist. And again, got the light lemon lime twist, and I'm coloring in the package that is over here on the left hand side. And this is, again, pretty quick to fill in. Just going to add the color on it with the light. And then I don't even think I'm going to go back over it with the dark. I don't think I did in my original either. So we'll call it good. All right, then I've got Petunia Pop is the next one. And I want to make sure that I'm starting with the light. There's a way to send suggestions to Stampin' Up! About those alcohol markers. You can send an email to ds@stampinup.com, Robin, and with whatever suggestion that you have. So they will be happy to send it on to the appropriate party. Or if you're a demonstrator, which I know you are, but there are others out there who might not be. If you're a demonstrator, you can log into the demonstrator website, and they have a suggestion box out there as well. If you go to the menu button and then go to business resources, I think where it's under, but there's a suggestion box out there as well. All right, so Petunia Pop, and then I've got Pretty in Pink for the bow on that one. And we're just going to use the light first to color in the entire bow and the little ribbon across the packages. There we go. And whoop, little spot I missed there. And then we'll come back in with the dark and kind of fill in the spaces where I think there would be a little darkness on the ribbon, a little shadow. And again, I'm not spending a ton of time trying to make this look really, fancy and beautifully blended. Since, yeah, it's just just for fun. So there we go. Whoop, there's a little spot. I see a couple spots that I missed on the first layer. So we just come back and add a little bit more. And then the final little package here is Summer Splash. So that's where I did pull that color in, and Real Red. So let me grab the light Summer Splash and just fill in the main part of the package here. All right. And the other side as well. Yeah, for me, this is the most challenging thing, was picking out which colors to use on it. I wanted it to be bright. I knew that was going to be the case. But yeah, I didn't know for sure what colors to use. So I don't know. I started with the designer series paper and kind of went backwards from there. And like I said, and then, still stamped stuff in Coastal Cabana that I probably should have done in Summer Splash, but I knew I was pulling it in with the coloring on the package, so I called it good. And Coastal Cabana and Summer Splash are similar enough in color that I think you can get away with using it kind of interchangeably. So, especially if they're not right next to each other. All right, finishing up the coloring in the ribbon here. There we go. And then again, gonna just come back with the dark, and where they've got the little creases at in the ribbon, add a little bit there, add a little bit to the back of the bow, and a little bit underneath. And put that away before I accidentally color something with the dark that I don't mean to. And I know you probably can't see it, but I can see little tiny bits in the corners that I missed when I was coloring. So just want to make sure those are all filled in. I think we'll call that good on the ribbon. And then I've got the little flag to fill in. And again, I used the real red. I don't know, did I say real red? I think I did. But real red for the flag as well. And again, just putting the main layer on with the light. And then come back and add in a little bit of the dark here along the edges. And then come back in with the light and do a little bit of blending. And we will call that good. So that's it for the coloring. So it's pretty quick and easy to get this one done. Now I'm going to grab the dies. And this is the die that coordinates with the little packages on here. And this coordinates with the little handle. And you will see, and once I'm done die cutting, you'll be able to see it even better. There's a little extra piece that it cuts on here, which you want it to do that because that makes it easy to stick it on the back side of the wagon when you actually, whoop, I guess I should show you the back side of the wagon when you put it together. If it was cut really short, you might not be able to do that as easily. So, all right, let me go and do the die cutting here. I will be right back. I can wing them through with one pass. Hopefully I can. All right. Oop. And there are my two little die cut images. I did use the little Post-it note tape to hold down the handle because it's a skinnier die and I didn't want it to go scooting around when I was trying to do my die cutting. I'll put this back on here. And again, you get to see my chewed up cutting plates. I use them way longer than probably is recommended, but I don't know. It's one of those things that they lay down flattest when they're all chewed up like that, I think. So that's why I just keep using them until one of them breaks. All right. So got this, these are the die cuts that we just did, and then I've got the little wagon die cut, and I should probably pull these back in here and show you which dies I used. So I used this little die to cut the base of the wagon, and I cut it from real red cardstock. So, oh, I'm glad you're liking the card, Donna. So it was a fun one to put together. Like I said, the hardest part to me was just picking which colors I wanted to use on it. And then we have this die, which is like the, I don't know, is it wood paneling, whatever you call it, for the wagon. And that is cut with this die, and this is cut from crumb cake cardstock. And then I've got the two wheels that I cut from basic black cardstock. And there are, in the die set, two that are just round, and those are the wheel dies, so you can cut them at the same time. And then the final thing that I cut was two of the hubcaps or wheel covers or whatever you want to call them, and these are cut from smoky slate cardstock, and that is this little die that you cut those with. And again, it cuts them both at the same time, so you just need one little piece of cardstock, zip it through your die cutting machine, and it's all done. So, so that was what I used for the dies. Now we get to start assembling the cute little wagon. I used glue dots because, as you may be able to see, this actually, it kind of almost cuts holes through well, it does cut holes through it cuts lines through the little wood grain pieces. And I was afraid if I used liquid glue that it would ooze up and make a mess and it would be sticky forever and ever, because liquid glue sometimes does that. So what I put mini glue dots on it, and I found those to be easier to be able to stick this down without it having to worry so much about it oozing up through the little holes in the die cut. So I just put one on each corner, got one more to stick down here, and then went over to my little wagon die cut and stuck these together. I don't know, I know we talked about these. I made a card with this a while ago on YouTube with the same bundle, and we talked about the radio flyer wagons, but I do remember them having the little side panels that you could either put up or take down. I remember that part of them. So, but it's been a minute since we've had a radio flyer around my house. The kids are a little older than that. They don't fit in the wagon so well anymore. So I'm taking, again, glue dots with the little tire centers or hubcaps or whatever you want to call them. And I'm just going to kind of lay those on the top of here and then make sure it's in the right spot and then smush it down. All right, same thing with this one. Going to grab my second wheel and lay it on the top, move it around a little if I need to, and then smush it down. I'm going to set those aside, and then I'm going to put a little bit of Stampin' Seal on the back of the wagon. And again, if you prefer, you can use liquid glue. I'm just the Stampin' Seal person. So let me slide this up and out of the way, and then I'm going to line up the little cake and the presents, just trying to make sure that I just want to make sure that my yucky coloring at the bottom of these doesn't show. That's all. That's all I'm really trying to cover up with it. So I got that, and make sure that it's obviously inside. Whoop, which my cake got a little outside the wagon, so I better fix that. Slide it over just a little. Stick it together. Yep, that looks better. So, all right, then I'm going to kind of smush it down there. And I know there's adhesive showing back here, and it won't be a problem. Trust me, when we stick it to the card front, so all will be good, I promise. All right, then I put a little bit of extra adhesive here for my handle. And when I put that together, I just put the handle down. Then I'm going to take my little wagon over here and just generally lay it on the top of the wagon. Give it a little tap to stick it on. And that's all there is to putting the handle on it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some more glue dots, and we are going to stick the wagon to the card front, which I know is probably going to seem a little backwards to you. When I put it together, I found it easier to stick the wagon on and then be able to tuck the wheels up underneath it where I wanted them to go. The only thing you obviously have to be a little aware of is just making sure that you have the wagon, whoop, now look what I just did. I stuck the glue dot so it's hanging off. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Curl that one up. See if I can get it off. There we go. Get rid of that. I should stop yakking and pay more attention to what I'm doing. Maybe put a couple more glue dots on here, one more in the center of the cake. And then I am going to put one up here on the top of the handle, but I'm just going to take the glue dot and I'm going to roll it up a little bit so that's a little thinner, and then I'm going to stick it here on the top of the handle. So, all right. Probably should put one on the back of the flag too, just to make sure. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I don't want the flag flapping around either. All right. When I come over here, again, I know roughly because I've already put this card together, but if you don't and you aren't entirely sure where to put it, stick the wheels on your card front so you kind of know where you want those to go, and then lay your wagon, get your wagon ready to lay down and scoot those out of the way. And I think we'll slide it back just a hair since the handle makes it look a little bit off center. Trying to make sure that I'm fairly straight on here. And then we'll just lightly tap it down. Then I'm going to grab my two little wheels. And really the placement on these doesn't matter very much as long as they're touching the grass. That's the main thing. You could stick them on wherever they need to go on your card to make it work. But I just didn't want it floating out in midair. So that's the main thing with the wheels. And I wanted them to be kind of tucked up underneath the little wood grain side panel. Again, no requirement to do that. You can put them on the back side of the card or back side of the wagon if you want to do that, if that works better for you and it's easier to put together. But this worked all right for me. So, all right, we got everything in the place where I want it to be. So now I'm going to smush it down and make sure those glue dots are stuck well. And then the final piece that I'm going to bring in is a couple of the dots for days. So these are, well, adhesive back dots for days. So not just dots for days. And these are Pool Party, Flirty Flamingo. I think that's crushed curry, and then I think that one's garden green. So they're just some random dots that are in the current annual catalog. There's some good ones because I use a lot of Pool Party. There, I got that stuck to my finger and not to my card front. So I'm going to take one of the larger and one of the smaller, and we put it right up here over the top of the cloud near the sentiment, and that's really it for the card front. So it is quick and easy to put it together, Drew. I promise. It's not very difficult. I mean, if my clumsy hands can do it here on the video, you definitely can do it. It's pretty easy and a lot of fun too. So, all right. So I've got the Sending Loads of Happiness sentiment from the Filled with Fun stamp set. And again, I'm going to bring back in my Coastal Cabana ink. And if it bothers you and you don't want to use Coastal Cabana, you could again certainly use the Summer Splash. I just was too lazy to go grab another ink pad, and really that's why I did it in Coastal Cabana. So, like I said, I've always admitted I'm like the world's laziest stamper, so whatever I can get done that's quick and easy, that's what I do. So, got that stamped in the center of the basic white cardstock. This is cut to about 4 inches by 5 1/4. All the measurements for this are going to be on my blog tomorrow, as well as a printable PDF tutorial so that you can go back and take a look at it and get everything that you need to know. Links to all the products that I used to create it and all that good stuff will be on my blog, which is stampwithamyk.com. The post will go live around 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, and I'll link directly to it in the description of this video so you can go back and find it later. Stick in a little piece of the Summer Splash Designer Series paper. Again, this is from the 2024 to 2026 in color 6x6 Designer Series paper. And just sticking, this is, I don't know, measures about 5/8 of an inch or so. And originally, I think it was 6 inches long, whatever. I just trimmed it down to fit on the basic white cardstock. And put a little Stampin' seal on the back of it. And we'll stick it together, and we'll be all done with the card for today. All right. There we go. And by the way, this Designer Series paper, it's a pack that's got 4 different designs in it, double-sided paper, and they have the same designs in all the different color families, as well as the 2 in-color families. So if you're looking for good basic pattern paper, that is definitely some good stuff to get. Because then you have, if you get all the packs, then you always have Designer Series paper in whatever color you're looking for. So, all right. That is all that I've got. So thanks so much. Have you tried a brown wood panel on the top of the wagon? I have not. You mean that Designer Series paper? Is that what you're asking about? Or just sticking it up here on the top of the wagon? You could certainly put it up there if you wanted to, but just know that it will cover the whatever you put inside the wagon. So that was why I kind of did it so that it was like flipped down and on the side of it. But like I said, you certainly could do it up above. It will just cover it. That's all. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining today. I appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. And I will plan to see you live around 2 o'clock Eastern time on Friday here on my YouTube channel. And then again next week, Tuesday, around 2 o'clock Eastern time. Look forward to chatting with you then. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions about anything. And I think that's it for today. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we will see you all soon.